Hey everyone, welcome back or welcome to Behind the Girl Boss. If you didn't know already, my name is Amanda Wan. I'm a 21-year-old content creator living in Montreal, Canada. I go to school full-time studying communications. I also do a lot on the side, such as YouTube, Instagram, this podcast, and some freelance work. So, today's episode basically is how to get sponsorships as a small creator. Because let's face it, we've all been there as small creators wanting to do some sponsored work and not knowing where to begin. So if you're in the same boat as me and you're a small creator, and by small I mean about 10,000 and under, and you're trying to get like some sponsored content, well, continue listening because this podcast is for you. We're going to start off with the good old saying, quality over quantity. Because yes, quantity does matter to certain brands, to certain companies, but the quality is the thing that is so much more important. If you're putting out some good quality content, then you're on the right boat already. You should be focusing more on the quality of your content than the quantity of people that are subscribed to your content. Because at the end of the day, if you do have a lot of followers, subscribers, but you have really terrible content, some companies won't even want to reach out to you. Some companies won't even want to pay you for the work that you're doing because they don't see it as good quality. If you get what I mean, because I've talked to some brands myself and they really do care more about the quality of your content because they're going to want to share these creations that you make on their own platforms. And if it's not content that is really high end, or not even high end, but not quality, not content that is quality, not content that is shareable, they're not going to want to share it on their own platform because what's the point? They're just going to have bad content on their platform and it's not going to help them in any way. They really do care about the quality of your content over the quantity of people that are subscribed to you or that are following you. So really, really, really pay attention to the quality of your content because that is going to help you a lot in the long run. That's just something I want to put out there. I have 4 tips basically that I've come up with that have helped me and that have helped other people that I know also get some sponsored content, sponsored work. And this is just basically what we're going to be talking about today. So the first thing I want to talk about is to start looking at apps and websites that are designed for this such thing. There are so many websites and apps that you can use that help you get sponsored content, that help connect you to brands and that help connect brands to creators, and I've used a few of them, and I'm going to talk about 2 that I have used that I've actually gotten sponsored work off of, because I've used quite a few and only these 2 I was actually able to get some sponsored content from. So the first one is FameBit. If you don't know what FameBit is, it's basically a website, and I think they also have an application where you can see companies that are looking for creators that they want to pay to make content for them. And it's really cool. Basically, there's a whole page where like there's different brands, companies that post what they're looking for, the demographic they're looking for, what kind of content they want done, and the pay range that they are able to, like basically their budget. And on the website for FrameBit, it basically says the leading marketplace for influencers, powered by data, we built the best in-class tools to connect brands with the right creators, enabling branded content that reaches the right audience and inspires actions. Creators are more than a new generation of celebrities. They are writers, producers, and distributors of content to a large and already engaged audience. So basically for the creator part, it says finding paid sponsorships has never been easier. As a creator, you have a lot on your plate. From creating content, engaging your audience, and managing your channel, you've got your hands full. We get it. That's why we created a marketplace where you can easily find sponsorships that matter to you. So basically, there's a whole page where you just click sponsors, and then after there's sections that you can I think you can change like what kind of content they're looking for, because I wouldn't like promote like mommy stuff or like dog stuff because I'm not a mom and I don't have a dog. I would for sure like promote makeup stuff. I'd promote anything that has to do with like lifestyle, college, things like that. So personally, I've used this website a lot, and it's a really great tool to be able to get some sponsored content. So how it works is that, for example, if there's a makeup brand that is wanting someone to do a promotion on Instagram for them and their pay range is $100 to $300, I would click on it if I was interested, and then after it would tell me like exactly what they're looking for. So if they say like the demographic, I want someone in Canada or the United States, I want someone with an audience that's about 13 to 25 years old, things like that. And I'm like, oh, this is a good fit for me. I like this. I want to work with them. Then you click, I think it says send a proposal. I think that's the word. And then you would write out basically a proposal. You would write why you think you're a good fit. You would write what kind of content you think you would be able to create for them. You would tell them about your demographic. You would tell them about the content you already make, because they need to know a bit about you before they actually tell you that they want you to work for them. And then after that, you send them a proposal, and if they want to work with you, they'll message you back. If they don't, they don't. And trust me, you're going to get a lot of no's sometimes, but you know what? That's okay, because everything is a learning curve. And you'll just one day get a yes, and it'll just make everything so much better. That's one website called FameBit. The second one is called Heartbeat, and basically this one is connected to my Instagram, and it's more smaller campaign, so you have a pay rate already, which I don't really agree with it, because my pay rate is like $15, and I think my content is worth so much more. But sometimes when you're desperate and you need some money, any dollar counts. So this one is more that you have to apply for the campaign, and then after, if the company wants to work with you, they'll just message you what to do. You don't have to send a proposal. You don't really have to do anything. You just have to apply for it, and if they like you, they'll get back to you. But honestly, the pay range sucks. It really is not good at all. It's terrible. So if I had to choose between FameBit or Heartbeat, I would for sure choose FameBit, because you really can express yourself and talk about why you think that you deserve this certain pay, and it just makes everything easier, and it makes you feel more recognized as a creator, and it just allows you to express yourself a little bit more. So I would choose FameBit for sure as a starting platform to help you get sponsorships. So basically the second tip I have is to have a business email, because it makes you look so much more professional, and it gives brands and companies a place to reach out to you, because reaching out on DMs is not always the most professional and safe way to do things, because at the end of the day, having like a logged email thread, I guess that's what it's called, is so much more professional, and it looks so much better, and you can always go back to it and lean back on it, because DMs sometimes get lost, and they just honestly, in my opinion, do not look professional at all. So having a business email just makes you look so much more up there and more serious about your work and more serious about what you're doing. So basically my email is itsamandawan@gmail.com, plain and simple. A lot of people who have websites also have like their name, like info@amandawan.ca or something like that, but I don't have a website right now because I took mine down for different reasons. But basically it makes you just look so much more professional, and it makes you look like you're actually like that it's a job and that it's something serious to you. Having your professional business email in your bio on Instagram, in the description of your videos on YouTube, anywhere that like brands would be looking is so much better, because they're going to have a place to contact you. And 90% of the time, brands actually will send out your email to the person that is in charge of sponsorships to email you, and it just makes everything so much better, and it makes it flow better. And sometimes brands who see that you do not have an email will actually just not contact you at all, because they're like, well, this person isn't looking for sponsored content, this person isn't looking to work with brands, because they just think that without a business email, you're not looking for a business, if you get what I mean. So a business email really links to the actual business behind content creating. So that is something very important. If you don't have a separate business email, I would suggest getting one right now, because you have your personal email where you get those coupons for like, oh, Zara's having a sale, or you send those receipts to, or you send that junk stuff to. You have a separate email for that, but then you have to have a business email to keep track of everything that you're doing, because even though, like I said, we're small content creators, but sometimes you do get a lot of emails, and it's better to have like a separate place to keep track of that, and a separate place to log all of that, and just separate it from your personal life, because personal life and business life don't always mesh. So having a business email will make things a lot smoother and better for you. My third advice is to basically reach out to brands and companies directly, and make sure each email is unique to that company. So I know that you probably have experienced this also, where brands basically send you an email saying, hi, and then a bracket, insert name here, bracket, like, we're looking for this, that, this, then, whatever the hell they're talking about. And those emails are basically just emails that they send to everyone, and they're not unique at all. They're not unique to the person that they're talking to, and I find that so, like, disheartening and just kind of embarrassing at the same time, because this company does not think that you are valuable enough or that you are relevant enough to send you a personalized email. They're just going to send you an email that they literally copy and paste for probably 50 different creators. And that is just, it's annoying. And whenever I get emails that are not directed directly to me and that I can tell are just copy and pasted, I just delete them right away, because there's no point in trying to build a relationship or trying to talk to companies that basically don't think that you're good enough for a personalized email. So this goes both ways. If you want to reach out to companies directly, a company that you're really interested in working with, do not send them emails that you would send to every single company, because I know a lot of people, and honestly, I used to do this. I used to write emails that I would just copy and paste. So I'd be like, hey, my name is Amanda Wan and I'm a content creator. I create content on Instagram, YouTube, and I basically create lifestyle content. I fell upon your brand a few weeks ago and I was very interested in working with you guys. If you want to work with me, let me know. Below are my links to my socials. I used to write emails like that, and that is the worst thing to do. I can tell you I got one response out of probably 100 different companies that I've emailed, because it doesn't feel personalized and it doesn't show who you are and it doesn't show off what you can do. Because at the end of the day, that one email that you send, the first email that you send, is really what's going to knock them out of their seats. It's what's going to make them want to work with you. You have to prove yourself to them, because if they get an email saying, hey, this is me, this is what I do, I want to work with you, I feel like they get a lot of those emails every single day, and there's nothing that really stands out to them. So when you want to reach out to brands yourself, I think that you have to make each email, each reach out unique. So for example, if I want to work with, this is a hell of a long shot, but Urban Outfitters, I basically would tell them, hey, introduce yourself, say your name, say what you do, obviously have that in there. So I would say hey, my name is Amanda Wan, I'm a 21-year-old content creator. I create content on Instagram, YouTube, and I do podcasts, and my content is around lifestyle, travel, and LGBT stuff. And I'm reaching out to you guys today because I want to create content with you guys. And then, instead of being like, oh, if you're interested, email me back, I would say what I want to do with them. So Urban Outfitters is my go-to store. It's my favorite store. It's a store that I can always shop at because it's my style. I would explain that to them. I would tell them my literal whole wardrobe is from Urban Outfitters, because your style, your clothing, your workers, everything about that store is really my aesthetic, and I love shopping there, and I really want to create stuff with you because Urban Outfitters is my freaking life, and I think that we would be a good fit together because my style is really like the style that they sell there. And then I would explain to them I would either create a YouTube video that is a haul with them, or I would create an Instagram post showing off one of their new collections, something like that. I would explain to them basically who I am, why I think I'm a good fit, what I would do with them, what kind of content I would create for them. And then at the end, I would be like, if you have any questions, concerns, or if you are interested in following up or creating this collaboration sponsorship, please let me know and get back to me. I'm really looking forward to it. So basically, selling yourself is what you have to do in the emails, because like I said, that first email is the most important email you will be sending, because you're going to be introducing yourself. You're going to be trying to tell them why you think you're a good fit to work with them. And you're going to be telling them what kind of content you're looking for, because after that, there's really no questions left to be answered. All you need to know is if they want to work with you or not. And like I tell myself all the time, the worst thing that you can get is a no. And like I said, also, you're going to get so many no's throughout this process, especially being a small content creator. There are so many no's that are going to come with this. But at the end of the day, that's the worst thing that's going to happen. At least you tried. You reached out there. And each time you send an email, you're learning, you're growing, and you're basically practicing for the next time that you're going to be sending an email. So I think that reaching out directly to brands with a unique email is key to small content creators, because we don't get that many people that reach out to us. So reaching out to other people and showing off what we can do is really important. And the last piece of advice that I actually have to take for myself more is to go and attend events and network. At the end of the day, networking can get you a lot of people, connections. Basically, going to events, you'll meet people who create their own content, you'll meet people who have their own brands, who have their own companies, who are searching for people like you. So going to events, networking, creating connections, making people know who you are and what type of content you can create can really help you in the end, because even though in that instance they might not need someone You never know in the future if you really stood out to them in person, you made a good first impression to them, they can reach out to you in the end, because at networking events, there's always going to be brands and there's always going to be other creators who you can bounce off of, you can learn stuff from, and basically just grow yourself. And it's really important to go to events and network. And I need to keep telling myself that, because sometimes anxiety just gets to me and I don't like going out and I don't like talking to people and I don't like networking, because it really scares me. Because as a small creator, sometimes I feel like people just look at me and they're like, what does this chick think she's doing? Oh, this girl's not going to make it. Oh, this girl only has 5,000 subscribers. Like, who does she think she is? And it's really scary sometimes, because I'm friends with people who are successful, and sometimes being a small creator and trying to figure myself out, trying to figure my work out, trying to figure out what I want to do, how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to grow, how I'm going to make this my full-time job one day is scary, because right now that's not the case and I'm stuck sometimes, but I feel like we're all in this together at the end of the day, and it's possible. You just got to try hard and you got to do your thing. I wanted to tell you guys that. Personally, being a creator with about 5,000 subscribers, this year I made about 4 figures in sponsored content. If you don't know what that means, it means I made over $1,000 in sponsored content. And this is something that I'm really proud of, because last year I made like $50 to not even $50. I made more than $50. I made maximum $500 on sponsored content, and this year already we're in, what month are we? September, and I've made over $1,000. So it's really cool to see my growth, and cool to see that the tips that I'm giving to you guys now is really what got me there. And like I said, having $1,000 within the year is not something that I can live off of, and it's not something that I can make my full-time job right now, but it's a learning curve, it's a learning process, and we're going to get there one day, and you're going to get there one day. And being small creators, you can still get sponsorships, you could still make some money, and you could still have fun with it. So basically, that's the end of this podcast episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and just remember that being a small content creator does not mean that you are worth nothing and that you should only do free work, because you know what, at the end of the day, if you're putting in time, if you're putting in effort, you are worth more than $0. You are worth more than exposure. So don't work for exposure. Work for yourself, make that money, make yourself happy at the end of the day, and that's all that really matters. So don't make yourself feel that you can't get what you want because you're a smaller creator. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please follow or subscribe to this podcast. It would mean so much to me. Go follow me on Instagram at Behind the Girl Boss or at It's Amanda Wan. And I would love to hear from you guys if you have any suggestions. And yeah, if you want to leave a review also, that would mean the world to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys next Wednesday.